The prophecy is true.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin still holding strong. The altcoins coming out to play. Ethereum up 5.95%. XRP skyrocketing over 30%. Cardano is up. What is happening right now? Is it officially time to be in the altcoins? Is alt season upon us? Well, speaking about altcoins, I have a lot to discuss later in this video, whether or not altcoins are actually worth it. Should you be holding altcoins into the next rally? Will it actually pay off? Is it a better decision to hold altcoins over Bitcoin? We're going to talk about that, but we need to discuss Bitcoin first because there are a lot of eyes on it, and Bitcoin just did something incredible. Bitcoin actually closed the highest weekly level ever in the history of the CME Futures Bitcoin chart. And not only that, but in just 2 short days, we will know whether or not Bitcoin will break the second highest candle in its history on spot exchanges. This is massive. This is groundbreaking times to be in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. However, we do need to talk about the massive sell wall at around $19,000. There is a lot of pressure coming up very soon for Bitcoin. Will we be able to smash through it, or are we finally actually going to be due for that major correction? Well, there is something very interesting. Although we are seeing a lot of these sell orders at around the $19,000 level, we are also seeing an insane correlation between what happened in 2017, just before the major blow-off, and what is happening now, except this time it's happening tenfold. And if you don't know what this is, we're going to get into this chart in just a moment. So if that sounds good to you, that is the focal point, of today's video. Essentially, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the massive potential sell. Oh, and also the fact that somebody, and you're probably going to be shocked when you find out who this is actually currently buying up 70% of all of the Bitcoin supply, newly minted Bitcoins. And guess what? It's not grayscale. And at this point, we have 100% proof that, yeah, we are definitely going to have a supply shock and things are going to get pretty crazy. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, consider it. Also, drop a comment. We do give away a free ledger every single Monday, and any comment on any video makes you eligible. So let's dive in and let's have a look. Oh, wait, but one thing, you're probably wondering where my video is from yesterday. Well, my video has been removed for violating the terms of service. They did not tell me what I did wrong. They just removed it instead of fighting it. I said, I really don't feel like dealing with it. I guess I'll just have to be more careful about the video clips that I use and certain things that I talk about, which I'm not even going to say those words because apparently they trigger the algorithm. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my backup channel, it's CryptoZombie Undead. I will leave the links below in the description. Get signed up just in case, get subscribed. Don't worry, I literally never post on this channel, but just in case something crazy happens like a shadow ban or my channel gets deleted, worst case scenario, you guys can hop on over there. So super quick, having a look. We are still, in fact, going parabolic. You can see that this curve is just getting steeper and steeper and steeper as exuberance is absolutely skyrocketing. Fear and greed at a 91. We were at a 94 yesterday. Very, very greedy, extreme greed. Definitely proceed with caution. Having a look right here, we did have the breakout of the triangle. We are forming a bit of an ascending wedge pattern, you can see right here. Now, we did lose our support of this pattern, which we were coming up here. We fell down. We formed an even larger wedge. So technically ascending wedges are bearish, right? They do signal reversal, so there could be that potential chance we do reverse back down to the top of the previous resistance turn support. But biggest news of the day, we broke above, we actually like smashed above the CME futures level. We needed to close above 16,590. We closed a whopping $18,685 candle. This is incredible. This is exceeding all expectations, surpassing all expectations. I mean, the way that Bitcoin has performed in the past month and a half has been absolutely incredible. And I'm going to talk about one reason why it might be happening. It's not just the institutions. We'll get into that. But the next major level is $19,388 or $19,400. And the reason for this is we did go to 20K, okay, but we didn't stay at 20K very long. But that weekly close that we had of the week of the blast off top, we closed that candle out on the week at 19,000. We can even say 19,400. Depends on what exchange you're looking at. Now, a lot of people have asked me my opinion. What do I think is going to be happening in the upcoming weeks for Bitcoin? Are we going to get rejected at 20K? Are we going to blast straight through it? What can we expect? Well, here's my honest opinion on it. This is what I think is going to happen. Everyone is expecting Bitcoin to dump at 20K or have a rejection at 20K. And I mean everybody. Almost everyone you ask says we're just going to have a major rejection. Now, usually the majority of traders, investors are wrong, right? Most people lose when they trade. Most traders are not successful. Let's just be honest with that. So if everyone is expecting a pullback, chances are we're probably not going to get it. But the question is, then what are we doing? Because we're only, we're very close. We're very, very close to the top. So what I think is going to happen is we're either going to have a sell-off just before, potentially around the $19,000 level, or if we get to 20K, I think we're going to blast through it. I don't think we're going to see any. I think we're going to cut through it like butter, and I think we're going to go up to 22 or 25. It's going to be insane. And then I think we're going to have the massive pullback from that point. So I don't think we're going to have the rejection at 20K. Just my opinion. We're probably going to know sooner than later. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I just think there's too many people expecting that to happen, which probably has a lot to say as to why Byzantine General has pointed out the extreme sell wall at around $19,000 for Bitcoin. I think a lot of traders are kind of starting to think the same way now, like, hey, everyone is calling for that 20K. I'm going to try to sell before. I don't want to wait to 20K. That's going to push it, right? So it is going to be interesting to see. I do anticipate there being one more final dump, but I'm telling you right now, not financial advice. This is clearly my opinion as a person on the internet in a box on your phone or TV, but essentially, I do think that that is going to be the final dip. Whatever the next dip is, whatever it is, 30%, 40%, the next major correction that we get, in my not financial opinion, is going to be the last buy the dip opportunity. So that's how I feel about it. And one of the reasons that makes me think that is because of these hodl waves. Having a look over here, you could see that, like Matt Odell says, stackers are cornering the market and there's nothing haters can do about it. Eric Wall even says it's really something to behold. Now you could see right here, if we actually zoom in, what we're doing right now is you are seeing all of these exchanges. These represent Bittrex, Bitfinex, Gemini, Poloniex, Binance, Kraken, all of them. And you are seeing Bitcoin getting pulled off of the exchanges while simultaneously seeing the price of Bitcoin going up and up and up and up. This is showing the hodl mentality. Now, I talked about this in a video a couple days ago about how we are not in the speculation FOMO. That was 2017. 2017 was all about, I want to get in, I want to make my money, and I want to get out before this thing pops. Dollars. We were thinking in dollar terms. Today, we are thinking in Bitcoin terms. It's not a matter of, oh, I want Bitcoin to go up so I can get more fiat. Yes, that is an end result. Clearly, they're correlated, but you are seeing people say, I want more Bitcoin. That is now the focal point. And if you think that, basically this giant mountain that we're seeing right here, if we go back to 2017, that was essentially this right here, this little tiny bump. So this bump is now transitioning into this giant bump. And eventually when we zoom out 4 years later, this giant bump is going to look like this little one down here. And this is why people, they can't foresee it. When Bitcoin was $10 and it hit 100, people couldn't believe it. Then it hit 1,000. No way. It could go to 10,000. Then it hit 20,000. And now we're hearing crazy stories of it hitting 100,000, 200,000, a million. People say that's not possible, but Bitcoin has shown time and time and time and time again that it is the honey badger, and it literally doesn't care what anybody thinks. It continues to climb and climb. In fact, like Alex Saunders said, data shows coins are leaving exchanges, even at $18,000 with conviction long-term. Hodlers are just not selling. This makes Bitcoin unique. In bull cycles, gold production doubles to meet demand. Bitcoin can't double. In fact, it does the opposite. It halves. It literally gets cut in half. Price must rise exponentially to compensate. And this is all built into the beauty of the protocol. Now let's talk about the supply shock inevitably already happening in front of our eyes. Probably has a lot to do with what we're seeing in the charts right now. In a newly published report, crypto investment firm Pantera Capital says that a Bitcoin shortage is at the heart of the recent price surge, and that the majority of newly minted Bitcoin is being scooped up by, have you guessed it yet? PayPal. Yes, PayPal. Can you imagine? So, their new crypto service is already having a huge impact, according to Pantera, adding that the payment merchant is snatching up, are you ready for this? Roughly 70% of all of the Bitcoin in circulation, newly minted Bitcoin. Now, we've already seen Grayscale. They're buying 30%. So 30% plus 70% is already 100%. What does that leave for everybody else? Nothing. This is where the supply shock comes into play. According to Pantera, the data suggests that PayPal and Cash App combined are buying up all of the newly issued Bitcoin. Bitcoin's monetary policy is programmed to be deflationary over time, with wide-scale adoption that leads to higher purchasing power and supply scarcity. Pantera claims it is the latter that is contributing to the Bitcoin price parabolic surge. Now, listen to this, straight from the horse's mouth. The head of institutional coverage at Coinbase, okay, who conveniently always seems to never work during crazy bull run markets, but I'm not going to get into that today. They do say that institutional interest in crypto assets has grown more than threefold since April of 2020. So basically, this guy says we've had an explosion of activity. He says he joined in April. At that time, our institutional assets under custody were around 6 billion. Today, we stand at over 20 billion. So more than a 3-time increase. We're now measuring the fresh capital coming into crypto principally being allocated to Bitcoin in the billions. And so week after week after week after week, we've had an explosion of incoming capital. And this was the interview down here if you guys want to check it out. But he says, quote, for people sitting on the sidelines that are now looking at the major banks, the major accounting firms, major hedge funds, major endowments, and now PayPal is getting into the space, it's really unleashed a second wave of institutional adoption. And in my video that got deleted yesterday, so I will reiterate for those who didn't see, we did in fact have Rick Reeder, BlackRock's Chief Investment Office of Fixed Income. Now, keep in mind, these guys have $8 trillion in assets under management. That's a lot of money. He said, do I think Bitcoin is a durable mechanism that could take the place of gold to a large extent? Yeah, I do, because it's so much more functional than passing a bar of gold around. There seems to be an increasing demand to use Bitcoin where gold used to be, used as a hedge dollar risk, inflation, and other things. And keep in mind, before him, Citibank called Bitcoin new gold as well, saying that it could be worth one house. Now, it depends on what kind of house, right? There's all different sizes. I'm assuming a casual house, a normal house, a moderately priced house, right? But regardless of what we price houses at, the point is that, BlackRock has $8 trillion in dollars under management. Now, just think right now, if we had 10% of that coming in from BlackRock, just 10%, that would literally 3x the Bitcoin market cap right now, assuming that they didn't buy OTC, assuming that it was all spot purchase driven. That's insane. And that's just one firm, BlackRock. Just BlackRock. That's not even all the other people that will eventually inevitably scramble into the asset as well, right? And you are seeing it reflected in, for example, this Glassnode chart that this actually is not new. This actually happened on November 18th, but still take this, for what it is. They said at this time in the past hour, we observed the highest number of newly created addresses in the Bitcoin network since January of 2018. So lots of new addresses, lots of new interest. We're seeing addresses go up. We're seeing HODL waves, increase and the supply come off of the exchanges. So this to me says we're in the HODL mentality. Yes, we could have a correction, but they are not looking to sell. All the weak hands already sold. They sold at 3K and 4K and 5K and 6K and 7K and 8K and every other number up till now. Now we have the strong hands. We have the big institutions, the long-term hodlers, right? Not just the institutions, maybe you and I, the people watching, right? I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin at 20K. I didn't sit here for 3 years to go from 20K just to get back to 20K, just to sell that for some dirty, dirty fiat. I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm not really interested in that. And yeah, I think that's basically where I want to end on the Bitcoin. Oh, just super quick. BitMEX users have 2 weeks to update their KYC. So, yeah, I don't know why you're still trading on BitMEX, guys. Obviously, trade on something like Bybit, for example. Bybit has amazing speed. They're great for Bitcoin. This is if you're trading leverage, not recommended for beginners. If you're trading altcoins, you can also do that on Bybit. They also have FEMEX and Prime XBT is really good for traditional markets and gold and stuff like that. I do have those links in the description. Check them out. Lots of bonuses available if you guys are interested. You are supporting the channel by using the links. Thank you. I love you guys. You're awesome. But moving on to the big question of the day, altcoins. Let's talk about altcoins. So, are altcoins worth it? Should you be investing in altcoins? Are altcoins the way to go during the next rally? Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. How about that? I'm just going to show you, present you with some data, and then you can make a decision for yourself. What we are looking at right now is the chart leading up to the run-up of 2017, and then the subsequent bear market, and then where we are today. This is Bitcoin. Now let me show you the altcoins. So this is every altcoin market cap combined minus Bitcoin. Are you ready for it? This is the altcoin chart. They look similar, but there's a very, very big difference between the two. Bitcoin is literally only 7% away from its all-time high, whereas altcoins as a whole are not even close to being back to the levels that they were in 2017. Now I know what you're saying. There were a lot of scams. There were a lot of bad projects, a lot of whatever the excuse might be. And I agree with you 100%. That is something to consider. Are there projects out there that will outperform Bitcoin? Possibly. However, having a look right here, if we just go over to Masari, you'll notice that you can actually change the metric to put in percent down from all-time high. Now you can see right here, and obviously this is just going in order of market cap, so you don't need to see the coins. I'm just going to focus on the number. Obviously, number 2 is Ethereum, number 4 is XRP, etc. So right here, zooming in, we have Bitcoin down 6.53% from its all-time high. Okay? That's pretty close. Ethereum, 62%. We keep going down here, 89%, 23%, 77, 93, 23. Some of these are too new to really have. 90%, 59, 86, 74, 90, 46, 88, 90, 93, 94. Okay, 3%. What is this? This is probably Aave, right? Aave is a newer token. It didn't go through the entire cycle, so it's still on its first cycle, keep in mind. But my point being is that you can make a ton of money investing in altcoins. In fact, I guarantee you that altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin for this cycle. For one cycle, I do agree that there will be some winners out there, but long term, I think history has proven that Bitcoin is the way to go. Bitcoin is the store of value. It doesn't have a marketing team. It doesn't need to be promoted by guys. It doesn't have to prove its point. It's proven its point. It proved that it is a store of value. It can be a medium exchange, and you are seeing these guys get into it now. So look, point blank, how do I feel about altcoins? I view altcoins as opportunities to get more Bitcoin. I personally, and this is just me, if you guys want to hate on me for my opinion, I just don't see altcoins as long-term holds. I find them, you could swing trade them, you can hold them for maybe a year, but buying an altcoin today and just sitting on it indefinitely, just sort of, closing the laptop, walking away, putting it in cold storage, come back in 10 years, I'd rather be holding Bitcoin. But short term, there will be a lot of money and a lot of opportunities to be made. So that's my opinion on Bitcoins versus altcoins. And yeah, shout out actually to Sunny Decree. He put out a video too that kind of inspired me to sort of start thinking about Bitcoin versus altcoins. Check it out. It's like his most recent video he just put out. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hopefully today's video doesn't get removed. I don't know how I could be violating terms of services by giving my opinion on Bitcoin, but hey, not my world, it's YouTube. So that being said, get subscribed. Also remember to go get subscribed to the other channel. In case, you know, my channel gets deleted, CryptoZombie Undead, I will drop that below in the description. In fact, I'll make a note to do that so you guys can check it out. And yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Enjoy the ride. Be safe out there. Things could get a little bit bumpy, a little bit crazy, but at the end of the day, you all know where this rocket ship is heading. I don't have to tell you that. So thank you so much. Get subscribed if you haven't. Join the free Telegram group. And until next time, my name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Stay crypto. And of course, peace out.